Hey guys, I'm Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I share the Bible, business inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. I thought I would do a quick vlog just to share my thoughts on some things. You know, I am, if you don't know, and for those of you who do know, I am a beauty business owner and operator. I'm a skincare line creator. I'm also a licensed esthetician. You can go to the links in the description box. I have my websites there if you want to find out more about me, or if you would like to order your skincare products. It is an amazing line, if I do say so myself, and I do as well as many others. But first, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you if you are a subscriber to the channel. I really do appreciate it. If you have not subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing by just going ahead and hitting that button, because it doesn't cost you anything, right? But I just wanted to share my thoughts on some things. The date right now is the 21st of December as I am recording this, and we're rounding up, getting close to the holiday and the end of another year. And I just wanted to share my thoughts on where I am right now. This year, honestly, for me, 2023, it definitely has been a lot that I have experienced. And as I sit and look back on a number of things that I've gone through that I had no idea that I was going to experience in my life overall, or, you know, definitely within this year, sometimes I'm like, I can't believe I experienced all of that just in this year alone. But anyway, heading to a business location that I am closing up. I have opened up over the years up to 4 business locations, brick and mortar business locations, and it has not been easy. I have definitely experienced a lot in the journey of business, and when I tell you guys that I've learned a lot, I really have learned a lot. But so many things that many of us have experienced in life that we didn't know we were going to go through, from the C word that, you know, just kind of hit the globe, and more specifically the US in 2020, and, you know, went through that for, you know, almost a couple of years, honestly, and some of us are still dealing with the aftermath and effects of that. It's just been a lot. And so I'm kind of going back to the basics with some things when it comes to my brick and mortar location. I started out renting a space in a salon years ago, and then over time, you know, I went to a few different places and finally wound up having my own building, and then I got another location, and then another location, and another location. And it wasn't in my plans. These things have happened. I have that experience, and now I'm winding it back down to one. I'm grateful that I am still in business, because there was a lot of businesses that did not make it through the C word. And not even just the C word, but just life in general. Things happen in life. And the location that I moved into last year, we actually moved into that location the day after Christmas. And it was my thought and my plan to stay there for, you know, at least 5 years. But I just, you know, as things that I've experienced in my personal life and in my family throughout this year, and just thinking differently about business and how I'm doing more things online now than I have done in previous years. And not even so much for the brick and mortar business, but my separate business with my skincare line and just other things that I'm doing. I'm thinking differently. And so the work that I put into that building, you know, at first, if I'm thinking superficially about it, at first I was like, well, no, I put that money into that space. I was careful about how I crafted it and how I designed things and whatever. But then, you know, as I thought about it, it's like, everything is temporary in life. And when I say everything is temporary, I'm not saying that good things have to be temporary. Just that space that you're in at that moment in time, you could be experiencing a lot of great things success-wise and whatever. Even that can be temporary. And I mean that to say in a good way, where you're going to increase and go to higher dimensions and greater levels. So that level that you were on before, you're going to go to another level and to another dimension. So that previous level, that was temporary. So as I look at this closing down this business location, I have the experience. I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to be there. And now that the time is wound up and I've decided to not continue being there, because I just believe that it's for the best and better things are coming. I don't have any second thoughts about it. When I closed down my third location in 2020, I had a number of people that were asking me questions about how I felt about it. Are you sad? Do you have any regrets? What do you feel about closing down a location? Are you getting emotional about it? And at the time, I was like, no, because it's business. Life happens. This is something that no one could predict. And it just doesn't make sense for me to be here anymore, because I had been in that city for, I want to say about 8 years. And 8 it represents the number of new beginnings. So I just felt like that was a time, not just because it had been 8 years and 8 represents new beginnings, but I'm just saying, I said no. I did what I needed to do. I closed down the location. I did not renew the lease. The timing was perfect. I gave away a lot of the things that were in the space. I kept some of the things, repurposed them, but it's stuff. And you can get things back. You can get more money, but you can never get more time. And as I close down this location that I am in the middle of closing right now, I'm just looking at it in the same way. I can't sit and be emotional about the money that I may have invested in order to make the space suitable for us, because there was a number of things to be desired. There's some things that I did do, and I'm grateful that there are some things that I did not do, because I actually wanted to put a second bathroom in that space. And at first, the owner of the building said they were okay with it, and then they changed their mind. And I said, at first I was disappointed, but then I said, nah, it's okay. We had one building in the previous building. I don't think that the clients are going to have an issue if they don't have a second bathroom. We made it work all of these years, the 10 years that we were in the other building. So we can make one bathroom work in this building. We just have more space, but we'll just have one bathroom, and that's fine. So I'm grateful that there's some things that I did not do, but definitely there's some things that I did do. And, it's my hope and prayer that whatever business moves into that space, they're able to utilize what I put into the building. And that's one of the risks that you take when you are in business. And as a business owner, I've said this before, and it is the truth. As owners of businesses, we take on all the risks and all of the responsibilities, and sometimes we're rarely rewarded. But that's just a part of business. And when you are renting spaces and you're putting money into these spaces, we don't own them. So the things that we do to the spaces, like I did a number of things for the aesthetic of the space. I had the ceilings painted. It just made it look more visually appealing. I took a wall down and expanded a room and changed the doors and just a number of things that I did, right? But it's like, well, I did those things. I made it work for the time that we were there. And now it's the end of that chapter. On to other chapters. So Everything in life is temporary, whether it's good or bad. See the bad in your life as temporary and as something that you're going through. It's a test. Some people say these things come to make us stronger. I don't really believe it's to make you stronger. It's a hope and a prayer that it will not break you and it will not destroy you, but you will be strengthened after you come out of it. And if you have to go through anything else in life, it will find you stronger because you know that you went through something before and you were able to make it out of that. So it's like, if I can make it out of this, I can make it out of that, right? So see the bad, the negative, those things in life that you go through as temporary, that you're going to get out of it, you're going to come out of it, and you're going to come out victorious. And see the good things that you go through or you experience in life as temporary, meaning you're not going to stay on that level. You're not going to be stagnant, but you're going to grow and you're going to gain more wisdom, more knowledge, greater assets, greater, a greater life that is temporary. And when I think about, as I get out of this space, moving out of it, and the things that we're doing to prepare, the packing, the moving, some things I decided to let go of, some things I decided to keep, some things I decided to just junk and destroy. And it's like, I'm not taking this with me on my journey as I move forward. And just being grateful for what I have. I'm grateful for still being in business. I'm grateful for the space that I do have. I'm grateful for the team of people that I currently have working with me. I'm grateful for whoever God allows to come into my life at another time. I'm grateful for the other projects that I'm working on. I'm grateful for the success that I'm going to experience in those areas. I'm grateful for the lessons that I'm going to learn in this journey. Being grateful. I believe gratefulness does give birth to growth and for you to be able to experience more in your life. Complaining never benefits us. It never grants anything to come into your life. And it is easy to complain. But it doesn't change anything, So I can say that this journey that I've been on in the 15 years that I've been in business, who knew that I was going to experience everything that I have experienced? Who knew that I was going to be to the place where at one point in time I would have had 4 business locations? And who knew that once I got to that place of having 4 locations, that I would wind up closing some of them down and making moves and pivots and doing different things? Who knew I was going to experience some of the joys and the successes that I've experienced? Who knew that I was going to experience some of the letdowns and the hurt and some of the sabotage and betrayal that I've experienced? But I'm still standing. So I'm just really grateful for that. And I'm grateful that things are working out the way that I desire, because once I made the decision to close this location, I just made a move and I just contacted the owners and said, I'm not going to move forward. And, so you can go ahead and list the space so that, by the time I'm ready to get out of there, someone else will be able to be in there. And I'm even really grateful that someone was ready to take on the space, because there's other spaces in that same area that have been for lease for a while, So things will work out for you. You just have to really believe that. And don't get so settled on the way things are and the way you believe things should be all of the time, because everything really is temporary. I'm leaving the space for good, and this is my last time ever coming over here, and I'm honestly I'm happy about it. I'm happy that this temporary time in my life, in my journey of life and business, has now come to an end, and there are no hard feelings. It is the best decision for me, the best decision for the business, the best decision for my family, and I'm not getting my feelings wrapped up in it, because feelings can fool you, and there are no feelings in finances, okay? So I'm honestly happy about eliminating an expense from my list of expenses for the business. So that is a huge blessing. You really have to just take the opportunity to look on the positives of everything. And I've learned in life, especially in the journey of being a business owner, that you can't really deal with sentiments and be sentimental. It's not to say that you are to be heartless and not care about people, because that has actually been one of the things that I have had to toe the fine line with when it comes to being a business owner and really caring about people. Yes, we should care about people, and honestly, it's something that is lacking in a lot of people in the world, and especially in the world of business. But I understand to a certain extent, because you have to be able to save yourself before you can save anyone else. And I've made some wrong decisions in my journey of business, sacrificing myself to save others. And that honestly isn't, we're not Jesus, okay? We're human beings, and we really have to be careful when it comes to that, because rarely will people do the same thing for you. And it's not to say that you would only do it for someone else if they would do it for you, but you can't save anybody else if you are sinking. But anyway, I'm glad to say that this is my last journey to this space, the last journey that any of my team members will make to the space. I have consolidated. We technically have relocated from that space to where I've been operating for the past several years now. I'm really grateful that it really is a great decision. And honestly, everything is working out for the best. So there is a time and season for everything, and everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of this journey with me as I share the Bible, business inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. I am Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I really appreciate you guys being here. So until the next time, I really hope and pray you all have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.